Have you seen the latest electricity bill? It's a nightmare. Of course, I expected the prices to go up, but it's just...
I've seen it. I'm shocked myself. Now we must figure out how we're going to live in the new reality.
But this is ridiculous. What the hell is going on? Are they all out of their minds?
Well, there's no point in panicking anyway. Let's figure out what's going on. Hi. We want to find out why the price of electricity has skyrocketed. Can you explain the reason for that?
First of all, you have to understand that the preconditions for such an increase in electricity prices didn't start yesterday and not even a year ago. What does the electricity price actually consist of? Let's look at the diagram. As you can see from this diagram, the net cost of energy is only 36.2%. 34% is transportation, while the rest, more than 30%, are taxes. And I won't be surprised if this share will continue to grow. In Germany, for example, it is already 50% of the bill.
Wait, even 30% is a lot, while 50% is totally wild. Where does all this money go?
In short, the government uses most of this money for the so-called energy transition to green energy, mostly solar and wind.
Yeah, I've heard that green energy is being actively developed. It is sort of environmentally friendly. So are you saying that's the reason for my unaffordable bill?
Right, that's the main reason. Huge budgets are invested in green energy, while nuclear and thermal power plants are being shut down. How does green energy affect your tariff? It is sold at a special green tariff, and this price is much higher than the price of traditional energy, thermal or nuclear.
Well, let's say, if I don't want to pay more, can I give up green energy?
Well, you see, no one is asking you or me. Electricity tariffs are formed by market laws. In fact, they are not fixed. There is a so-called wholesale energy market, which receives, like a common boiler, all the energy generated in the country, both green and non-green. Every day an average price is set in the market. At this price, energy distribution companies buy electricity and deliver it to you. Therefore, the higher the share of green energy in the total amount of energy generated, the higher your energy bill will be. And here is a very important point. If green power plants stop working due to weather conditions, or if there is not enough green energy generated, the countries have to compensate for this shortage in an emergency mode. What are their options in this case? The first option is to restart their shut down nuclear and thermal power plants, which is very expensive and time-consuming. The second option is to buy energy from other countries, but as you understand, that will be very expensive too. The move towards green energy has made Europe dependent on conventional energy suppliers from other countries. Now, because of the geopolitical situation, we feel it more than ever. We are changing the country that supplies us with gas, and we switch to a more expensive supplier. This more expensive energy is going to enter the wholesale market again, and your bill will go even higher.
I just wonder what our politicians are thinking. After all, if one such external situation causes electricity prices to skyrocket, it's unclear how ordinary people can survive in these conditions.
There goes the market. I thought green energy was our salvation, but it turns out I just pay more for the energy itself, and then even more if something happens to those plants, and even more if something suddenly happens in foreign policy.
What did you say? Green energy is our salvation? It sounds like this salvation is costing us a fortune, but seriously, it's all just a beautiful fairy tale for the public. Though you'd better let someone who works in this field tell you about it, because those are talks about large business.
Here's what I understood. Firstly, a half of my bill is taxes, which mostly go to green energy development. So basically, green energy is sponsored out of my pocket. Secondly, electricity is a commodity like everything else, and it is priced like a stock exchange. The higher the share of green energy with its green tariff is, the higher the price is for me. Whereas, if any climatic or geopolitical disasters happen, my electricity bill tends towards infinity.
So you realize that electricity is a basic resource for any production. Increased tariffs cause a significant growth in prices for any goods and services. Once again, It's a hit to our household budgets. Don't we experience this already?
Damn it! If I understand anything about politics, I know nothing about green energy. Why are we even implementing it if it's so expensive and unstable?
To be honest, it's just a very large profitable business. Just imagine if you start a business and get sponsored by the government. You can get benefits and subsidies. They can even pay a loan interest for you and buy you some equipment.
Wait a minute, why would the government do that? Where does this unprecedented generosity come from?
Oh, it's a long story. Have you heard about the theory of anthropogenic impact on climate and CO2 emissions reduction?
Well, even my 7-year-old daughter knows about that.
There you go. Proponents of this theory are very active in convincing us that it will stop rapid climate change. Many countries are forced to comply with directives to reduce CO2 emissions and develop green energy, even if it does not benefit them. The anthropogenic climate impact theory is a global scam and large business. Why do many people believe in it? Because for 40 years there has been aggressive propaganda of this idea at all levels. No wonder your 7-year-old daughter already knows about it too.
Scam. Really? Are you saying it's all just to make a lot of money?
Why does that surprise you? In the consumerist format, such schemes are already a norm. In 2020, $334 billion were spent on green projects, mostly on solar and wind power plants.
Wow.
So, that's still not enough. Their appetite is growing like a weed, and hiding behind their theory, they claim they need to increase funding to $4 trillion a year.
Damn it. And it's all at our expense? It's a nice scheme, I bet. And everybody wins, except ordinary people who pay for it. What is my bill gonna look like when the investment rises to $4 trillion?
Buddy, no one is going to ask you if you want to sponsor it.
It's not that nobody even asked me. I'm shocked by what I've heard. Nobody actually speaks about it.
Right. In our consumerist world, no one will tell you the truth. But I'm shocked by the other thing. Nobody even tries to study the real causes of climate change. Now climate disasters are already happening all over the globe. The first to suffer are ordinary people, while green energy is simply useless even in bad weather, not to mention cataclysms. Imagine there was a blizzard in the United States last winter. It hit 25 states. Half of the wind turbines stopped. Because of that, 4 million people were left without power. Just think of it, at negative 25 degrees Celsius.
That's awful. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. Not only do we pay for all this from our own pockets, but we also risk being left without power in an emergency situation.
Can you imagine if the whole world switched to green energy while cataclysms got even worse? That's it. You're left in a cold house with no electricity or water supply. There is no way to contact your family or call rescue services. People are dying in blackout hospitals. Ventilation and air supply systems stop working. The traffic has stopped. Supplies of medicines and vital products have been discontinued. People empty the grocery stores in panic. Yet, it's already starting to happen. And it's not somewhere in an apocalyptic movie, but in your hometown with you, your family, and friends.
Come on. I already don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight.
Yeah, this truth just makes my hair stand on end. But it's clear that green energy is a dead end.
So what are our options?
There are already options. Take a fuel-free generator. It gives clean, free, and accessible energy to every home. Only how can it be implemented in our consumer society if it is unprofitable and even dangerous? It would make a huge number of people jobless in the energy sector. Moreover, as long as there is the power of a few, in our crazy world, this technology would be, first of all, turned into a weapon of some kind. You see, we should have changed this stupid format a long time ago, and we really can. We can build a society where human life, and not someone else's business, will be the main priority. It's the creative society. In such a format of society, we will have free energy.
Why exactly this way?
Because in the creative society, energy will belong to all people and would not be a business, and no one would make money on us. Moreover, all people would have free access to reliable information about where all of our money is going, and we will decide ourselves where to invest this money.
Yes, that sounds great, but what can we do right now to make the creative society finally happen to us?
You know, it's a topic for a long and interesting conversation. Pour the tea. I'll tell you all about it now.